Hello everyone, it's me Hattie and I am back for another speed build. Today I'm going to be sharing Marianna's cottage with you. This is a build which I've been particularly excited about sharing on my channel because it's something a bit different to what I've done recently, and I was happy with the way it turned out. It turned out to be a really bright family home with a bit of a Tudor style to it as well, which a lot of people do like this whole Tudor style which is going on at the moment, and a lot of people do rely on me to build these Tudor homes. So I wanted to do something that was a bit of a mix and not disappoint the people that have been really waiting for me to share multiple Tudor homes which are going to be coming up in the new year, but I wanted to share a bit of a Tudor family home as well, which would be this home which you're about to see. So anyway, the name for this house is called Marianna's Cottage. The reason why I called it that is because Marianna's been one of my supporters on my channel, and it's a new thing that I'm going to be doing in the new year. And in fact, I did start doing it about a week ago, and I have been picking the names for a lot of my builds. Even if I haven't shared them yet, I've got about 4 builds, maybe 5 builds lined up, which I plan to share pretty soon, actually, in the next couple of weeks, that you'll see. And they'll be of the names that I have had suggested, or names that could potentially be suggested. So if you've got a name, of course you've got a name, but if you've got a name that you would like me to call a house after you, and you'd like me to call it, let's say, Heather's house, Marianna's house, anything, if it was me, it would be Hattie's house, anything like that, then I'd use your name and I would tailor that house to you, I guess. Or if you've got a family member which you'd want the house to be called after, or anyone really, a friend, even a name that you've liked from a house, even if you've seen a house down your street or somewhere and you've thought to yourself, well, I like this name, so maybe I'll suggest this, then just let me know, either on this video or on the video that I said thanks 2,000 followers on, because that's where I suggested this whole scenario in the first place. So anyway, this build I was very happy with, and I have said that quite a lot, and I'm very sorry if I am repeating myself throughout this video. I am so incredibly tired. I have been travelling all day back from Switzerland because I was in Switzerland for Christmas, and I went to go and visit my family because my family live in Switzerland, and it was a very stressful day for me because I had to get my dog back from Switzerland, and it's the first time that I've ever flown with my dog. It was really frightening because usually we just drive and it's a very long journey, but it's worth it because it's not the stress of a plane and stuff, but oh my goodness, the plane, the stress, the havoc, the people, oh my goodness. Never again. Never again. But oh, it was awful. But I had to get the train back as well. So I had to fly to the airport, then get a train back. I think like 2 hours to my house. So it was a long journey. But it was worth it, and we're back now. So time for more speed builds. And it's actually a shame because I was planning to really do some speed builds over this weekend and over the new year, really. I mean, maybe New Year's Day, but unfortunately I can't because I'm actually flying out to Prague tomorrow, so that's where I'm spending New Year. I've got a bit of a busy schedule at the moment, flying from country to country, and that's just how it is sometimes. But I'd love to know where you're spending New Year, if you are spending it with your family or your friends, because it's an interesting time, and everyone's got their own preferences where you want to spend it. So just let me know in the comments below because it's nice to share different stories like that. But anyway, so this build I was putting in the landscaping at this part, but I'm actually happy that I did talk over that bit because not the landscaping, but the actual colour picking of the house, because that was a bit that I really struggled with throughout the build. And I was actually trying to really experiment with the colours that I could have on the build, but it wasn't really working out for me at all. So what I did was I painted some of it white, and I do this when I know that I've got a section but I just can't decide what colour I want that section. So I just paint it white, leave it for a bit, and then I go back to it. That is the secret, that's the trick in that, what I do, but it's really an interesting, is that a word? I think it's a word, but That's what I was doing. But then I was adding some ivy because I really love to mix the ivy up. And I like to use the old style that I used to use as well. I did make this style up myself. I mean, I know other people use it, but I didn't look at other people's creations when I first started building this. This is something that I wasn't even using the Sims 4 gallery when I started putting the plants together and making that kind of strange ivy thing that I do on most of my builds. And then when I started using the gallery, I realised that a lot of people do it as well. So it's just one of those things, but I just got a bit creative with it. And I like to stick to my old roots, if that makes any sense to anyone. But I like to really make sure that my builds don't look that new, or at least some of them. Some of them are really new, some of them are like completely just not me at all, just the kind of thing that I would never build. I mean, the tropical mansion's one of them. I never thought I'd build anything like that, but I was really happy that I did go out my comfort zone, and I'm going to do stuff like that again in the new year. But I do like to kind of go back a bit and put in the features that I really do enjoy about The Sims 4, and one of them's got to be the ivy. I do love to put in ivy, and that's what I was doing at this point. Then I was adding the doorway, and I thought I'd have that beautiful blue door because it's been a while since I've seen that. I haven't seen that door in ages, and I just thought they looked really nice on this build. So I did leave this in, and you will see that. But I was going around and I was changing the colour again. How fascinating. But, you know, I was really, really stuck, and the colour is something that I do struggle with a lot. I have a lot of different ideas for the colour, and sometimes I think about two completely different colours and put them together. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Then I was deciding on the pillar colours that I would have for this build. I originally had them dark, but then I changed them to this white colour. But I don't think they stay like this, even though it looks really, really nice like this. I don't know why, but I just was probably feeling the darker ones were a bit better, which is a bit strange, I think. I'm not sure. I really, really can't remember which ones I went for, but I do like the white. So if I don't use them, then I will go back and I'll use them at another point. And I still wasn't 100% set on the colour. I think most of it was probably because I was looking at the background of Windenburg, and I was just kind of feeling like this house was really, really plain. So I needed to spruce it up a bit. I needed to use colours that would be really different, and I just wasn't getting that from the front colour. But I do like it. I really like it. And in fact, I think that if I'd have built this on Willow Creek, then it would have probably stayed like that, and it would have looked quite nice. I don't know. I just like it. So I will probably use it again. In fact, I think I've got another build that's going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks, which I did use that for. So you will see that. You will see. But then I was trying out grey. Strangely, I thought about the background colours of the buildings, and I thought that because a lot of them were grey, maybe it would make it blend in a little bit more. Maybe that's what I wanted. I don't know, I was trying out the things that I didn't want to happen in case I wanted them, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But sometimes it happens. Sometimes I can stray away from an idea so much that I actually want something completely different, and I only find out till the end. So I was trying all different things, and also the grey did kind of help me realise how much I hate that ugly grey and how much I'm probably not going to use it on builds like this in the future. So anyway, then I was adding the staircase. I wanted to do something a bit special with staircases. So what I did was I kept that idea because I really love a good white staircase. I don't know what it is, but it just looks so clean and suburban, I guess. I don't think I've even seen a house with a white staircase on a suburban build. I don't know. I can't remember where this has came from, but it just looks really new. So I actually kept the idea of these white staircases, and I used them in the garden. So you're going to see that round the back in a little bit. I am particularly proud of how the garden turned out on this plot, so you will see that. At this point though, I was adding the rocks. I was just going round and just adding some like this. I tried to kind of mix it up a bit. I know that some people like to use one straight rock all the way through. I think I've done this before, but it just didn't work out for me. So I just went back to my original style of rocks, which I don't think is very interesting. I don't know. It's just how I style rocks. I just do it in a neat way, but make it look a bit messy because they're all odd. But I like that because it looks a bit natural. So that was the idea on that one. And the garden was a little bit smaller than the plot. I didn't want to use the whole plot because I never ever like doing this. I don't know what it is, but I just don't. So I tried to make it really compact and really nice, and this is what I was doing with the pool. So I was just putting in a pool there. Strangely, I was trying to make the top of it shaped like a grand piano because I had a pool at my old house and the pool was shaped like a grand piano and I really liked it. So I tried to think about that and that's what I did. And then I was trying to put a seating area here and I thought that it was too plain and I thought to myself, what can I really do to spruce this up a bit? And I thought about those white stairs again and I did something rather special with this area, or at least I think it is. I think that it looks like a really lovely place for the Sims to sit, and I was really happy with it by the end. And I haven't done something like this for a really long time in my builds, so I thought that it would be nice to do something a little bit different for the garden. And I'm so sorry if my voice is going. I don't know what is happening with it, but it's probably going to leave us after the video or something. But what I was doing is I was adding some plants around this area, I was adding some pillars, and I just added a roof to the top of it because I thought that that is what it needed, and I was really happy with how it turned out. Of course, I'd love to know in the comments below if you want to try something out like this yourself, or if you like it, then just let me know because I could use this on my future videos, or do something a little bit bigger, maybe a bit smaller, or maybe with a hot tub. I was thinking about having a hot tub there, but I thought no, too much water. You know, it's kind of surrounded by water as well. It's just going to get too much water, that kind of feeling. So I just thought no. And that's why I left it like that. But if you wanted to change it into a bar area, you could do that for parties and things if you want to use this house. Up to you. Then I was just adjusting the pool a little bit, making it look a little bit bigger and putting some plants behind there because I thought that it needed that. I think the pool did need a little bit more landscaping and maybe some more flowers around it. I was happy with how that turned out. This was when I started to change the colour of the build and I was really happy with it. I just felt like the orange and white was nice, but it wasn't for this build. I don't know. I just felt like with the orange and white, it would have covered the ivy too much, and I didn't really like that. So I started changing it round to this kind of orange and grey colour, and that was the end of the build. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all for part 2. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.